name is Emilio Melendez, and today we're going to be discussing buying a domain name. Now, many people don't know how easy it is to buy a domain name. A domain name is a group of words or phrases that describe your product or service. Usually clients know what people are looking for. It's very simple. For example, if you're selling cars, you should buy a domain name that has the word cars in it. If you're selling apartments, you should buy a domain name that has apartments in it. Now, one of the situations I have found is that most people put names that are not related to the words or phrases, as we call keywords, that have to do with your product or service. Therefore, when you're using the search engines to help you, if your word or your phrase or your keywords are not in your domain name, Google will not give you points for that. It's very important to put your words, phrases, and keywords in your domain name. Now, let's say you are selling apartments. We've used this example a lot. I could put Emilio's Apartments, Miami, or Emilio's Miami Apartments, or some people would just put their name. Now, very, very important for you is that you always use a word, phrase, as we call keywords, on your domain name. Now, one of my favorite pages to buy domain names is GoDaddy. You've probably seen them. They've been in all the Super Bowl advertisements. As you can see, they're very inexpensive. Domain names can cost from $10.69 per year. I usually buy them because I have an account with them for $8.99. Very inexpensive. But remember, this is per year. They offer you some discounts if you buy them for 5 years, or you can buy them for 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 10 years. Now, something very important, because we're talking about the search engines, is that the search engines do give you points for the more years you purchase. All this does is this guarantees the search engines that you're in business for more than a year. You're going to be a long-term client of theirs. So they look at this and they give points for this. So make sure you never buy your domain name for 1 year. Try to buy 2, 3, 4. If you can afford it, buy it for 5 years. That's $50. If you can afford it, also buy it for 10 years. It's going to be approximately $100, a little less. Now, what do you do when you're looking for a domain name? Well, basically, you enter whatever name you're looking for here. You never put the www. You just put the name, and you hit this little button here, and here's a drop-down box that says com or net and many other of the extensions you will be able to purchase. Most of the people like to buy the .coms. It's the most natural one. .net's really, really good also. And if you're a nonprofit corporation, well, naturally, it'll be .org. So you put your extension here, you hit the button, and they'll tell you if it's available or it's not available. Now, let's try. I'm going to disappear again for a second, and I'm going to show you. We're going to put in Miami Apartments. So I put in Miami and the word apartments. Now I click on the go button, and this is what you're going to see. You're basically going to see, it's going to say Miami Apartments is already taken, and if that domain name you're looking for is available, you're going to see the domain name you're looking for is available. Now, if you want to find out who purchased that domain name, you click on this little button that says Get Info, and guess what? It's going to tell you the person's name, corporation's name, telephone number, location, who they have their server with, give you all this information if you really want to find out. Now, they also show you different options of that word or phrase that you chose. So they try to help you choose a different name that you're looking for, a different domain name. Now, I'm going to tell you something here that most people do not know. When you're working with the search engines, you should always buy 2 names, like I was explaining a while ago. Let's say I have for my Miami apartment or Miami websites, I have Emilio's websites. Well, if I'm really targeting Miami, I would rather buy Miami websites. Now, probably Miami websites is going to be taken. So I can always buy Miami websites, or I can buy Emilio Miami websites apartments, whatever you want. You could put a dash in it. It doesn't really matter. And I will be explaining this later in one of my courses, how the search engines work with this. Now, so remember that if you have a certain name that does not have the correct keywords, always buy two domain names. Your company name, and then buy your SEO name. By SEO name, I mean a name that will actually have your most important words or phrases in that domain name. Two domains. Your company name and your SEO name. Very, very important. And you're going to forward your personal domain to your company domain. So it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter. You're always going to be shown in the internet with your company name. You can have on the bottom Miami Apartments for rent. Miami Apartments. And on the top you can have on your header Emilio's Apartments. People usually never look at this. It's on the bottom of the search engines. And I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay. Check out my video that explains a little more on what are keywords and how and what's the importance of keywords. This is my next video you should be looking at, because when you're looking for a domain name, the most important thing is to correctly choose the keywords for your domain name. This can make you or this can break you. I've seen people be very successful just because they put one keyword to their phrase that helped them and helped the search engines find their website. So I hope I was helpful. I hope you can buy your domain name very cheap. And before I go, if your name has not been purchased, go and buy it immediately. For example, my name is Emilio Melendez, so I bought EmilioMelendez.com. Everyone should own their own name, domainname.com. So if you're lucky enough to have a name that no one has purchased, run right now to your computer, look up your name, and buy it. Have a happy SEO. My name is Emilio Melendez. Bye-bye.